chirping.
The beautiful birds chirping. You know what that means, Brian? It is time for an off-road hill test. It's been a minute since we've done that, and we're back. We've got an awesome vehicle to do that with.
Yep.
We've taken other GM products up here, namely the
Denali Ultimate
previously,
yeah.
and it did better than we thought for what it was.
Right.
But this one
has no excuses. We'll
no
just get that out of
excuses,
the way.
and let's just talk about what those no excuses are and
Right.
why it shouldn't have any.
So first of all, this is not just the AT4, it's AT4X. And that makes
baby.
a big difference. The AT4 has a little bit better nose than the Denali did, meaning it doesn't have the same air dam on the bottom. But next year, in fact, if you go on build and price right now, this truck has a different front bumper.
Yeah, and what happens there?
There's a cutout like the ZR2 Chevy Silverado has.
Right, all you see is tire.
All you see is tires, so you have a really killer approach angle. This doesn't have that for some reason. And also, this truck's $82,000. This truck on build and price today, this was built in November of 22. So in 23, they're both 23 models, this thing's 90 grand. It's a lot of money. So you know what that means? I'm gonna test it like it's with the big boys.
Okay.
We're gonna try the one wheel test at this hill and see if it can make it.
I bet it doesn't.
We'd like to interrupt this episode and let you know that our sponsor this week is us. If you want to see anything about cars, head over to TTC Cars and see things like this.
Or for truck and SUVs, head over to the Texas Truck Channel for more stuff like this.
On the AT4, you get better tires. On the AT4X, you get the Durtrax, and you also get, more importantly, the Multimatic DSSV spool valve shocks. And what these will do is they have a remote reservoir on the rears, and they actually will allow fluid not to boil in them, kind of like the Fox remote reservoirs do, but these also have this adaptable valving. And really it is the theory of, oh, it rides great on the street and rides great off-road. This is a mechanical way to do that without any changing valves. Like Ford and the Raptor has the live valve technology. The Polaris side-by-sides use that as well. So this has a mechanical method of doing that instead of computer controlled. So there's that.
That's supercar stuff.
Supercar stuff. Look, this is made by the same Multimatic that does the Ford GT. The Z28 Camaro, the last generation, not the 1LE, has this shock on it. Same styled architecture design. So obviously different configuration, but the technology is the same. Outback, traditional leaf pack, okay? No coil link, no 5-link in the rear, no coil spring. And a lot of its competitors do that now. Ram does that, Toyota does that, and Ford does that. GM's the last man standing outside of Nissan that does it. So curious to see how that does on the hill. It still is a live axle, so it still should articulate very well, but the coils do a little more twisting. Luckily on this hill, we really test approach breakover, and that's really it. We're not twisting these things up unless we have to. Also, one of my favorite options on this truck is the rock rail. Yes, it will confuse your wife and kids because they think it's a step rail. It is not. And the way that it slopes down, if you try to use it as a step to get in, your foot just falls off completely.
It's a true rock rail.
Need not apply. True rock rail.
And we also have some skid plates that the AT4 has too.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, so you have one for the transfer case and you have one for the oil pan up front. But fuel tank is exposed.
Yep.
That's it. So I kind of thought there'd be a little more to that.
But we get a front and rear locker.
That's the biggest deal, front and rear locker, which is kind of weird. GM's been really pushing back on this for a long time. They've had this G80 locker, or what a lot of people call in the upper world a lunchbox locker. And that's available on a lot of Silverados. It's been widely available for a long time, like before even Ram and Ford were doing e-lockers. Which is cool because you had a one-to-one true locker, but it requires wheel spin. So what'll happen is, say the right rear has less traction than the left rear, you need to get that thing spinning like maybe 10, 15 miles an hour until it engages. And when it does, it goes boom. It slams and gets
the
out
pin
of the wheel.
engages.
Yeah. It's not pleasant. This is an e-locker just like everything else that has that now. So the T-Rex has that, the Raptor, all the F-150s can get it, Rams can get it. You hit a button, it locks, seamless, beautiful. The benefit is it's not just the rear, it's also the front.
Yes.
Which tells me a lot. It tells me this is meant to do rock crawling and trail work a lot more than it's meant to do Baja and jumping work. So let's talk about the hill real quick.
All right, so the hill, same as usual, same format as usual. We're gonna get up that, then we got the normal, the hard line, and then we've got the bypass with the crossovers and stuff. I don't think we're gonna be messing with that in this bad boy. We're gonna be tackling the hill, which has actually gotten rutted out even more since we've been using it over and over. The step's a little bit bigger than it used to be. And we'll do like we always do, Brian. We're gonna do the whole, let's go as slow as we can and see what goodies we need. We have lots of goodies at disposal with this thing. Why don't you jump in and show us some of those goodies?
Oh man.
All right, Brian, so this first run, we've got all kinds of goodies to play with. We're gonna go as slow as we can.
Yes.
And see when we need those goodies. We'll let you know when we need those goodies.
Right.
And then, as alluded to earlier, we're going to do the one wheel test later.
Now I'm gonna show some of the modes that we have. Down here you have obviously 4 auto, 2 high, 4 low, and 4 high. And then your modes, you can rotate through terrain, off-road, and normal. Now I think for this what we're going to do is I'm going to just test mechanical grip, and I'm going to turn off traction control, and then we're going to not activate the lockers at all and leave it in two-wheel drive and just see where we go.
Oh yeah,
Hey-o.
so we need it. All right, so we're in two-wheel drive, no goodies right here, open diff. We're approaching this step, starting to lose traction in the back, and it's biting pretty good. These dirt tracks do have some bite. It's starting to shake and spin some tires and just smoke. So
I'm going to roll it back a little bit, and I'm going to put the rear locker on and see if that does enough.
okay, so the first goodie we're going to do before we do four-wheel drive, because you can do a locker without four-wheel drive.
You can, yes.
Okay, so
just the rear, not the front.
One of the things they'll let you do here, which not all trucks will let you do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Toyota won't let you do that.
That's right.
You can use the rear locker in two-wheel drive. We'll see if that'll work instead of four-wheel drive.
I'm really glad you can do that, by the way.
Yep. Okay, so we got the rear locker activated. We're still in two-wheel drive. You can see the spot where we're going to get stuck, where we did last time. But both wheels turning. Oh, this is such a big step, and that's the problem here. Which we got just enough clearance, you can see, but it's such a big step.
Getting some tree over here. Hey, I'm grabbing, the truck slid over, so
Yeah.
I'm grabbing some cedar brush. So we're gonna put it in 4 high.
Okay.
And it's let's just crawl up and see how that does.
So let's do this. So okay, it's a very steep hill.
I wish I had a camera on that. You just disappeared.
Look, I think here's what I think we need to do next. I think what I would like to do. Let's back up. You got a tree in your window.
No, I can't back up. As I'm saying, I need to go forward to get off of this.
Oh, you gotta go forward to get out of here. So to get out of here, because you don't want to scratch this truck, we don't want to pinstripe it. We're gonna put it in 4 high with the rear locker.
Sure, why not? I'm just trying to get out of this thing right now.
Okay.
Turn the locker off.
Okay. Lock
4
her
high.
off. 4 high. And just having trouble going slow, so
we're just pitched on it. So let's use all the tools. Let's
use all the tools. 4 low.
4 low. And I'm gonna go into terrain mode, which that gives you 1 pedal drive.
Okay.
Kind of like an EV, so you can really crawl with infinite abilities. We're in 4 low. I'm gonna lock. Now you have to be in 4 low for the front diff to be engaged.
Okay.
So we've got fully locked up. Everything is at the best ability it can be at. And let's just see if it can crawl on the ledge at the hardest spot.
Okay, yeah, so normally what we would do if we were cheating, we would back up and then we would get a little bit better line.
Yeah.
But no, we're in the middle of the obstacle. This is what these tools are for.
Right.
So we 4 low, put the front and rear locker on, terrain mode. Let's see what happens.
See if it'll crawl. Sorry, let me see that. It says reduced acceleration, drive with care. Okay? So I'm not saying it's broken, but we've pissed it off a little bit. And there's actually a check engine light on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and back off around this tree.
Okay.
And see if we can actually clear a bit.
Okay, hang on. So what's happened is, coming up here, it's slid, and it's slid this way into this tree. It's not gonna break anything. We're just trying to avoid pinstriping, which it's not going to, it's fine, but just want to back it back down a little bit.
I'm trying to go into reverse, and it's telling me no. So, and I'm not trying to make a big deal of this, but if you're on the trail, this matters. In reverse, it says conditions not correct for shift. So I'm going to put it in park, which is in park, okay? It won't come out of park now. turn the diffs off. We're gonna restart the truck
Okay.
and hope it starts later. Okay, she's restarted. Says ESC is off. Okay, now in reverse, we're good. But stability control is off.
And we did have to do the old reset button.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna walk it up now.
Okay.
All right. All right, guys, sorry for that abrupt ending. There's a few things I want to go over that happened on that hill test. As you saw, we were in 4 low with front and rear diffs locked, and we were crawling that hill. We did not give it any kind of run up, so it was a little bit more challenging. There's no momentum to help it. But what happened was we were in gear, going in drive, and it just randomly went to neutral on its own. We played back the footage, and that's what happened. So I want to cover a few things. We first of all, we've reached out to GM. We've asked for any type of explanation, or has this happened before? Is it a fluke? And the answer is we don't know. We haven't heard back from them yet, but as soon as we do, we will be sure to report back and let everyone know. The concerning part is that if you're on the trail and you're out there and you're overlanding, this is kind of concerning, but at the end of the day, it kind of isn't, because when we turn the truck off and turn it back on, it would then go into drive or reverse once you kind of reset it like a tablet. So this was not going to leave you anywhere. And again, we don't make content like this for gotcha moments or clickbait. We just report it and we test them how we test everything. And that's what happened here. Just want to put that there and be clear about it. Now, all those safety systems, they did reset themselves after about 5 or 10 minutes of driving, returning back to home base, and all that was good to go. The only thing that was left over was a check engine light, which we believe is a stored warning or log of what had happened on the hill on that when it went to neutral. But we don't know. We don't work on these things. These are press cars. We're not allowed to touch them or mess with them, and we don't. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to let us know, and we will report back on any new findings. Take care.